everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen, and if you have Five Nights at Freddy fans in your house, then you probably know of this newer video game called Poppy Playtime, and I'm going to show you how to make one of the characters that actually I don't think has even been released yet. I think it's coming out in Chapter 2. It is Kissy Missy, so follow along. To begin my Kissy Missy, I'm going to be using gum paste, and I'm going to start by making her body. I start with basically, kind of rounded off square is really what it is, maybe a little bit more of a longer rectangle. But when I'm putting it through my lollipop stick, you see I've got it going at an angle. I'm not going to have my Kissy Missy just sitting on top of the cake, kind of like Huggy Wuggy was. If you want to check out that video, I will provide the link up top. But anyway, she is going to be more climbing onto the cake because the whole idea is these things are chasing you, gonna get you, gotta run away, and they're all spindly and noodly armed and legged, and yeah, so that was more, I was going more for the action pose on this one. So I rolled out some more pink gum paste, really long right there. There goes my little Roomba. And I cut the two ends off, rounded them off a little bit, kind of cupped them out, and now I'm using scissors, as you can see, to go over the whole body. I'm going to do the whole thing, just little snip, snip, snips, in order to try to get more of the furry, fuzzy look that Kissy Missy and Huggy Wuggy both have. Now to attach the legs, I flatten the one end, put a little bit of water on it, and I'm just tucking the one end under the body on the side, and the other side of the leg I'm just kind of wrapping around. Now the second leg I'm going to have going over the side of the cake. So again, just flatten the one end, put some water on it, plop it under there, and then basically I'm going to get a nice arch on it. But for now, I'm just going to do the arms. The arms are going to be just like the legs. I'm going to roll it out, try to get an even thickness out of it, except at the end where I do want it to flare out. Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy both kind of have bell-bottom arms, or boot cut arms if you want, if you were from the 90s. So that's what I'm doing. So more like a big old suction cup kind of coming off in the end. And again, with the little pair of scissors, just snip, snip, snip. And when you do your snips, make sure to really go heavily around the edge where the hands and feet are going to connect, because you don't want it smooth all of a sudden there. Now I'm just going to put the arms to the side for just a few moments because I'm not quite ready to attach them yet. I want to make the hands first, but that's basically the idea of where it's going to go. Okay, for the arms and the feet, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to make mittens. So I cut a little triangle out to separate the thumb. I put 2 impressions for the fingers, just round off the tip of the thumb, the one corner that you cut. I pinched upward a little bit because those little cups, the little hollows that I made at the bottom of the legs, that's going to plug right on in there like that. You see how it all just comes together so nicely? It's like I did it on purpose. Same thing now for the other hands and feet. Going to make more little mittens, cut out the thumbs, round it off, have your little impressions in it. I pinch up a little bit so I can tuck it into the foot. And after I tuck it in, because this one is going to be kind of to the side, this is where I was saying I kind of let it curve out a bit. It doesn't want to stay very nicely, so I put a little piece of paper towel just to hold its shape. Now I get asked this a lot, if you can use gum paste, if you have to use gum paste, or if you can use fondant. And for this, you certainly could use fondant, but you would have to mix it with some Tylose or CMC powder. The arms and legs are thin and long. I have no idea how fondant would ever hold well enough up in the air like that. I feel like it would end up all droopy. So if you add some CMC or Tylose powder, it's called both, to your fondant, you could do it. All right, now I got the arms in place, the hands in place. I posed them how I wanted them. Now I'm making the head. Basically, a sloppy heart is going to be the head. I'm just putting it on a lollipop stick so it'll be nice and easy to put onto the body when I'm ready. I'm using the small end of my tool there to just kind of hollow out a little bit of a well for her mouth. I made a really big mouth on Huggy Wuggy, so I didn't want to do the exact same thing. I'm trying to do it, a little bit different. Otherwise, it's just a pink version of Huggy Wuggy. So anyway, I put a little bit of a mouth there, filled it in with a little bit of black, again, keeping it nice and recessed so that it doesn't pooch forward or anything like that. I have some white gum paste that I rolled out really, really thin, and I'm cutting out skinny, skinny little triangles. You see they're kind of tiny and very skinny. Very needle-like. You don't want big teeth in these guys. You want lots of teeth, and you don't want them all the same size either. They're not nice, neat teeth. They are orthodontic teeth. So I'm filling in the mouth now with all my little shards of teeth. Now that I'm happy with my teeth, I'm going to outline it with the big red lips because Kissy Missy has a nice set of lips on her. So I rolled out some red. You can see it's pretty thin. I made a little bit of a triangle, a little bit of a peak there in the center. And now I'm just outlining the mouth. I put water around the mouth already. You don't need to see me do that a million times. And I'm just outlining it, making sure to kind of pinch off the corners up at the top of each corner, the one peak in the center. And I'm going to connect it as best I can in the middle and the bottom so you don't see too much of a seam. All right, mouth is done. Check, check. Now I'm going to move on to the eyes. I just hollowed out a couple little grooves right inside of either side of that center peak of the lips. Put a white ball of gum paste in each one and then a little black ball on top of that. And the black, make sure it fills up most of the white, but not quite all of it, but a lot of it. They have very blown pupils, these two. So yes, make sure you got lots of black in there. She also has 2 little eyelashes. And again, this is a character that's not, I don't think it's been released. It's coming out soon. So I'm going off of, the posters in the video game, leaked artwork, fan art concepts, that kind of thing. So if I'm a little bit wrong here, forgive me. I'm doing my best to guess here. And so I'm adding 2 big eyelashes to her, 1 on each, or 2 on each eye, kind of to the center and kind of to the side, but they go more up, okay? They don't go out to the side like, the quintessential unicorn eyes. Now again with the scissors, snipping all over her head, make her nice and fuzzy. Now I've got that hole there already. I had trimmed off my lollipop stick on her body. Plop it right down. It fits nicely. The limbs have had time to set, so now she's like in action mode for real, and she's not going to fall apart on me. See, it's kind of cool, right? Not too shabby. But we got to add one last little thing to her. She needs her little bow tie. And so I rolled out some blue, nice and thin, cut out some long, thin strips. I'm wrapping one around her neck. I don't know if you can see the one around her neck in the actual video game or not, but I'm going with it that you can because she is very similar to Huggy Wuggy. So again, just 2 big loops for her bow. I didn't see strings on her hanging down, so I didn't add them. If it turns out you need them, just make another long skinny piece and add it. A little center piece in the middle there to hide all my seams where they all come together. And that's it. Now you've got Huggy Wuggy ready for your Poppy Playtime cake, and she looks super cool. Now she's all ready to get you. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it really does help me out as well. We help each other. I've got a lot of other videos out there, so please take a look. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.